The first crack in my marriage appeared on a Tuesday. Jessica had been distant for months, her laughter replaced by clipped responses, her eyes avoiding mine. I told myself it was stress, her promotion, our mortgage, the endless demands of adult life. But when I found the receipt for a hotel downtown, dated the night she'd claimed to be working late, denial dissolved like smoke. I didn't confront her. Instead, I became a ghost in my own home. I tracked her movements through credit card statements, security cameras disguised as Wi-Fi routers, and the faint citrus cologne that lingered on her clothes, a scent I'd never bought. Her lover was Ethan Cole, her college ex, now a real estate developer with a taste for vintage Rolexes and married women. They met in rented condos, upscale bars, even our own guest room once while I was at a conference. Each discovery felt like a scalpel carving deeper into my ribs. But I let the wounds fester. My revenge began with silence. I cancelled joint accounts, diverted funds to offshore holdings, and quietly transferred the deed of our house into a trust only I controlled. Jessica noticed nothing. She was too busy playing house with Ethan, her Instagram feed filled with sunset hikes and champagne toasts, all while wearing the pearl necklace ID bought for our anniversary. The real work started at her office. Jessica's firm specialized in green energy projects, and Ethan's latest venture, a luxury eco-resort, relied on her connections. Using her login credentials, I accessed confidential emails, planting forged documents that linked their project to illegal land grabs in protected wetlands. I anonymized the data, funneling it to environmental watchdogs and a particularly relentless journalist at the Boston Globe. By the time Jessica realized her passwords had changed, federal investigators were already circling. She came home that night, her composure shattered, demanding to know if I'd done something. I said nothing, sipping my coffee as she paced, her heels clicking like a metronome counting down her unraveling. Jessica's downfall was public and precise. News outlets painted her as a corrupt insider. Her face splashed across headlines next to phrases like ethical collapse and greenwashing scandal. The eco-resort collapsed, taking Ethan's reputation with it. His wife filed for divorce, his assets frozen. Jessica, ever the survivor, tried to pivot, resigning from her firm, selling her designer wardrobe, even volunteering at a food bank for photo ops. But the damage was irreversible. I watched from the shadows, nurturing her desperation. When she begged me for a loan to hire a lawyer, I agreed, on the condition she sign a post-nuptial agreement that left her with nothing if we divorced. She scrawled her name without reading it, her hands shaking. The money never reached her. I'd wired it to a shell corporation in Belize, then leaked the transaction to the IRS. Her final humiliation came at our daughter's ballet recital. Sophie had practiced for months, her tiny face glowing under stage lights as she pirouetted. Jessica arrived late, sunglasses hiding red-rimmed eyes, and sat in the back row. During intermission, a woman approached her, Ethan's wife. Their hissed argument echoed through the lobby. Sophie's name weaponized. "You ruined families. Stay away from my children." That night, Jessica packed a suitcase. "I need space," she said, though we both knew she had nowhere to go. I nodded, handing her a burner phone. "For emergencies." It was preloaded with spyware, its GPS synced to my laptop. For weeks, she drifted between motels and friends' couches, her credit cards declining, her calls to Ethan unanswered. The tracker led me to a decaying Airbnb on the outskirts of the city. I parked across the street, watching through thermal binoculars as she scrubbed mold from the shower, her once manicured hands raw and blistered. The final act required patience. I waited until winter, when the pipes in Jessica's rental froze and the landlord threatened eviction. She'd pawned her jewelry, sold her car, and taken a cashier job at a grocery store, a fact I discovered when I anonymously donated $10,000 to the store's Employee Relief Fund. The manager, a devout man with a hatred of scandal, fired her after rumors spread that she'd stolen from the register. Homeless and desperate, Jessica returned to me. She stood on our porch, snow dusting her hair like ash, and whispered, "I'll do anything." I let her sleep in the guest room, where hidden cameras recorded her every move. She cooked, cleaned, even tried to revive the brittle fragments of our marriage. Kisses that felt like apologies, tears she thought I couldn't see. I waited until the night she accessed my laptop, searching for evidence to use against me. The keystroke logger captured it all. The next morning, I served her with divorce papers and a restraining order, citing psychological abuse and fraudulent behavior. The judge, a no-nonsense woman with a son in the Marines, awarded me full custody of Sophie. Jessica's face crumpled in court, but I felt no triumph. Revenge had hollowed me, leaving only a cold satisfaction. She vanished after the trial, her name scrubbed from public records, her existence reduced to a cautionary tale. Months later, a postcard arrived. No return address, just a blurred photo of a desert highway and 3 words, "I am still here." I burned it, the flames erasing her voice one last time. Sophie asks about her sometimes. I tell her mommy's on a long trip, chasing something she'll never catch. The lie tastes like justice.